George Washington Gordon was born 5 October 1836 at Brick Church, Giles County, Tennessee, to Andrew and Eliza Gordon. Gordon lived in Texas and Mississippi before returning to Tennessee to attend the Western Military Institute at Nashville, from which he was graduated in 1859 with a degree in civil engineering. Following his graduation, he was employed as a surveyor for the planned westward expansion of the Nashville and Northwestern Railroad. Still working for the railroad at the outbreak of the war, he enlisted in the Gebhr Guards, a Humphreys County unit that would soon become Company I of the 11th Tennessee Infantry. Due to his earlier military training at the Western Military Institute, Gordon was assigned to be drill master for the regiment. Soon he was promoted to captain of Company I, and by the next year had risen to the rank of lieutenant colonel. Gordon was captured in the Battle of Tazewell, Tennessee in August 1862, but was soon exchanged and rejoined the regiment. He was promoted to colonel 7 November 1862. Later that month he was wounded through the thigh and groin in the Battle of Murfreesboro, Tennessee on 31 December 1862 and captured at a Murfreesboro hospital 6 days later and sent to prison at Camp Chase, Ohio. He was later transferred to Fort Delaware, Delaware, and then to City Point, Virginia for exchange. Colonel Gordon rejoined the 11th Tennessee at Shelbyville, Tennessee. He was wounded in the left hip in the Battle of Atlanta, Georgia, 22 July 1864, though not severely. Gordon was promoted to Brigadier General dating from 15 August 1864 and took command of Alfred J. Vaughn's famous brigade of General Frank Cheatham's hard-hitting division. Leading his brigade of Tennesseans, he was wounded and captured in the Battle of Franklin, Tennessee, 30 November 1864. Gordon was once again sent to prison, this time to Fort Warren, Massachusetts, in Boston Harbor. He was released in July 1865. After the war, he attended Cumberland University Law School at Lebanon, Tennessee. Upon graduation, he practiced law in Pulaski, Tennessee, with the firm of Rose and Gordon before moving to Memphis, Tennessee. He married Ora Payne in September 1876, who died a few weeks after their marriage. Next, he married Minnie Hanna. Gordon practiced law in Memphis until 1883, at which time he was appointed as a railroad commissioner for the state of Tennessee. In 1885, he was appointed to a position with the Department of the Interior and served 4 years among the Western Indians. Returning to Memphis in 1892, he was named superintendent of Memphis Public Schools. In 1906, he was elected to the United States House of Representatives for the 10th Congressional District of Tennessee, serving from 4 March 1907 until his death in 1911. He was the last Confederate general living in the state of Tennessee and the only Confederate general left in Congress. He served as the Commander-in-Chief of the United Confederate Veterans. General Gordon gave the dedication address for many Confederate monuments, including those for Major General Patrick Cleburne in Helena, Arkansas in 1891, and the monument on the square at Franklin, Tennessee in 1899. He also gave the dedication address for the Sam Davis Monument in Pulaski, Tennessee in 1906. Gordon had ties with the first Ku Klux Klan and was the first Grand Dragon of the realm of Tennessee. He authored the Klan's Precept, a book describing its organization, purposes, and principles. Gordon regularly attended Confederate veteran reunions and always enjoyed being with his men. General Gordon died on 9 August 1911, and his last words were, "Send other couriers, those may be killed." General Gordon was buried in full Confederate uniform and with a Confederate flag in the Elmwood Cemetery, Memphis, Tennessee.